Hello, my name's Jackie and welcome back to my channel, and in this video I want to talk about New Year's resolutions. Now, as a general rule, I am not a New Year's resolution person. I sort of think that there's no reason to wait until the beginning of a new year to set your goals for that year. Having said that, as we get to the end of 2019, I'm actually ready to set some new goals anyway, so why not do it at this point when we start a new year and a new decade? So, if we start with the writing ones, goal number 1 is to finish the first draft of Powerless, which I'm hoping I'll be able to finish before we get to the end of the year, but if not, then very, very early in the new year, I want that first draft done. Also Powerless related is I want to let it sit and then revise it, and I also want to work with an editor to improve it. Now, depending on how the work with the editor goes, I may or may not put it out for submission, but at a minimum, I want to revise it myself and work with an editor to get it as good as it can be. Writing goal number 2 is to write 2 more first drafts. Now, I don't actually know what these drafts will be on yet. However, I do want to create like a regular writing rhythm in my life. So I finish one draft and then I start plotting out the next idea and then plot that draft. And then once that's done, I can go back to the first one and revise it and then move on to the next one and so on. So I'm always working on some project. So given that I'll have Powerless to revise, I think 2, maybe 3 new drafts is doable, but I'm gonna aim for 2. My third writing goal is that I want to try some different plotting and planning methods. So one of the things I really liked about Preptober this year was trying out different plotting methods to get ready for NaNoWriMo. So I did Save the Cat, Story Engineering, and Take Off Your Pants. Next year, I know I want to try the Snowflake method and Story Grid. I'm not sure what else though, so if you have any plotting methods that you really like, please leave them in the comments in the doobly-doo. The final writing goal is a maybe goal, which is potentially revisiting my last draft, which I finished in September. The reason why that's a maybe goal is because this is a story that had been in my head for over a decade. I originally wrote the first draft when I was 19, and I actually first tried to go back to it at the end of 2017, beginning of 2018 for maybe a month or 2. I tried rewriting it again from scratch. So in July, August and September of this year, I picked up where I left off and finished the first draft. I know it's really messy. The problem is that I feel like even though it's been a couple of months now since I last looked at it, I still feel like it's too close for me to look at it objectively just because it was in my head for so long. So if I feel like I have enough distance, then maybe I'll revise it in 2020. If not, then maybe it'll just stay in the drawer for a little bit longer. So if we move on to non-writing related goals, the first category is health. And for me, I want to be able to do and hold a handstand. I don't know how long you need to hold a handstand for it to be considered holding it. So maybe for 5 seconds. I want to be able to go for 3 months between physio appointments, and I want to be able to manage my energy really well. I don't want to keep pushing myself until I crash because that is not healthy or sustainable, but it is a bad habit of mine. Then I also did a hobby section of goals. So these aren't really goals so much, but more things I want to do in 2020. So one is I want to try an acrobatics class. There is an acrobatics class in Estonia that I've been aware of since I got here, but I've been very intimidated about going there because 1, I'm not in great shape, and 2, I don't know if they speak English in the class. Now, I've been here for long enough that I know pretty much everyone near the center of the city speaks English, so I should be okay, but still a little bit worried, so something I want to do is go to one of these classes. The second one is I'd like to go to some beginner ballet classes. Now, I used to do ballet when I was at school, and it's just something I'd like to take up again. I miss dancing. The next one is with singing. So I've been doing singing lessons since I think about mid-August, and I have this amazing teacher I have no words, she's amazing. And I don't know if she does like open mics or anything, but if there is that sort of opportunity, I'd love to be able to like prepare a couple of songs that I could do for an open mic. Now, like the writing goals, my final goal in the hobbies category is a maybe one, and that is doing an A2 Estonian course. And the reason that's a maybe goal is because the course I want to do is 2 nights a week and it's 2.5 hours each night. So that's 5 hours a week. And if we go back to my health goal about not pushing myself until I crash, that is a lot of time each week. And I do want to keep writing consistently as well, and I don't know how well I'd be able to do both the Estonian course and writing. So I'm going to sit on that one for a little bit, but that's a maybe goal. And then when it comes to life goals for 2020, at work I really just want to continue nurturing my team and moving from strength to strength. It has been a challenging year, I think, in the company. There have been a lot of changes in our department and changes to the way things are done, but I feel like we've got a really good foundation, so hopefully we can get better and better results. So I'd like to see the metrics for what we do go up every month when I'm doing my reporting at the end of each month. And then I'm also getting a new team member in January, so she and I are going to be working on a number of different education projects, and I'm really excited to see those launch and see how they'll affect everything else the content team works on. And outside of work, I would love to go traveling for 3 months and just spend that time traveling and writing. Now, I'm not sure how that'll work with work, but we'll see. I'll put it out there, and hopefully we can make it work. So that's all from me. If you have any New Year's resolutions or goals for 2020, please let me know in the comments below, and I'd love to hear both of your writing goals and your non-writing goals. Other than that, please remember to like and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Bye.